I'd like to call this park board meeting of Tuesday, November 7th, 2023 to order. First item on tonight's agenda is the approval of the October 3rd park board minutes. Members should receive those minutes in their email packets. Does anybody have any additions or corrections? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Dietrich, second by Mr. Burton. All those in favor? Excuse me, Mr. Burton,
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
Sorry, for a moment here.
That's correct.
No, I know I got that. Sorry, I went through it, sorry. Mr. Probst?
Aye.
Sorry, I'm aye also. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is attorney's report.
All right. First item is consideration of use agreement for the Baileywood Turkey Burn, which is a 5K walk run, November 23rd in Freedom Park. I think this is the annual event. They've done it at least once before, I believe.
Yep, this is a same event. They use the Polk Hill Trail loop there. Typically, we do move all of our 5K runs and everything out to Freedom Park, but this one's been kind of grandfathered in. It's kind of the one time that does use Polk Hill Trail around there. So they know the routine. They know kind of what to do, and we want to make sure that.
Anybody questions or comments concerning this?
Rob, does this event seem to be growing?
500.
I mean, I think it's always been popular.
It's popular.
Anything else? Okay, need a motion to approve the use agreement for the turkey burn with Bailey and Wood.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, Mr. Probst.
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
Mr. Burton.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next is a contract for repair services at the field house with Sexton Mechanical to reprogram the VFD, I don't know what that stands for the rooftop unit. We've used them for several repairs for our facilities. Maybe Rob can explain exactly what the issue is for that device, but I guess the AACs for using are not working with the board. I don't know.
I believe this is a preventative maintenance contract that we're getting submitted for next year for field house. Just want to make sure we're getting on the same page. For $16,036, preventative maintenance for the field house.
This is a contract for $3,600 unless I'm reading it wrong.
This is a contract for $16,036 for the field house. I think the one that you're looking at is maybe item C, consideration of service agreement, section mechanical
Yeah.
RTU units for 33.
Okay.
We can,
What Rob says.
Okay.
so
It's all with the same vendor, so it's.
So with the same vendor, the line item B, consideration of maintenance service agreement. This is a preventative maintenance agreement for the field house for all the HVAC units there. They invoice us quarterly for a total of $16,036. And make sure the system's running operationally fine for all the air handling units and all the rooftop units.
They're well worth the money.
Yeah, it's preventative maintenance.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Any other questions, comments, discussion? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the maintenance service agreement with Sexton Mechanical for the Greenwood Fieldhouse preventative maintenance.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Dietrich. All in favor, Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
Mr. Burton.
Aye.
Mr. Probst.
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
All right, next is a contract also with Sexton Mechanical for replacement of the rooftop units at the community center for $3,018.91.
Yeah, so this is part of our 5-year plan for the community center, replace 2 RTU units a year. This will be in our second year doing that. It's just part of that program. This is our budget. We're just going to get it under contract now so we can get them scheduled. So when it warms up, works in a reasonable temperature early spring next year.
We did one of these last year.
We actually did 3 last year, and what I mean by that is we removed 2 active ones that were aged out, and then there was 1 that was vacated, abandoned, that was left up on the rooftop, we had them remove that. So this is to replace RTU 5 and 6, and then it will just numerically go on from there, I think until we hit 11. I believe we have 11 RTUs, so it's not there. Numbered 11.
This prevents any price increase also on the units themselves, right?
It does that too, and we get on their schedule, we schedule it now for next year. This goes for 2024 budget.
Questions, comments? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the service agreement with Sexton Mechanical for replacing RT units 5 and 6 at the Greenwood Community Center.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Burke, second by Mr. Dietrich, all in favor, Mr. Crowe.
Aye.
Mr. Dietrich,
Aye.
Mr. Burke.
Aye.
I'm an aye also, motion carries. I think that's it for the agenda report.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is 2024 job descriptions. I thought we had quite a few of them.
For your consideration, we are changing things up. Basically, we are creating another division within the Parks and Rec Department. Going into 2024, we will be having a food and beverage coordinator, the food and beverage division within the Parks Department. So what that means is all the food and beverage that happens out of Freedom Springs will be basically, for lack of a better term, kind of segregated from Freedom Springs and will independently run as its own concessions. Optically, you'll never know, the public will never know. The reason why we're doing this is because the sports park that will be coming online sometime next year will also have its own food service kind of aspect of it as well. So one of the job descriptions is for full-time as a food and beverage coordinator. That position will be overseeing the food service out of Freedom Springs in conjunction with the sports park. And we'll be scheduling in those and ordering those and liaising on with those with all the food vendors holistically, instead of doing them separate. So concession numbers will still reflect the revenue for Freedom Springs of what the concession numbers are doing there, but it won't be part of Freedom Springs.
So that they'll be handling both jobs.
Correct.
This person will handle the sports park and all in the
In
same.
Freedom Springs, and in addition to any other food and beverage services that we do for our events, any other food and beverage we do for our concerts.
Such as the field house,
Yeah,
or-
right, so like say Nick says, I'm gonna do Easter with the Bunny, hey, food and beverage coordinator, can you find me somebody that can do this, this, and this, they'll line up the food service for that event.
That person help out with giving snacks and things like that for our activities.
That's just snacks and stuff like that's probably gonna be more like the youth programming and stuff like that, but we're talking like summer concert series where we need some food trucks to come in.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of food trucks coming in every Saturday for 9 weeks. This person gets leaned on for that and works closely with the events coordinator.
and their office will be over in your facility.
So this division is going to be managed under the recreation department.
So
It will not
where
be
will
over-
this person be headquartered?
This person will be headquartered for now at the field house, under the recreation department division.
That's a good move.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think it's excellent.
So the byproduct of that is, I'm sure you guys have looked at all these, so I just want to kind of give, in order to do that, we had to change the way the job descriptions work now that they were in the existing food service and admissions at Freedom Springs. So we had to make sure those kind of got cleaned up and divorced now, so it made sense for what they were doing. So with saying that, there's the admissions coordinator now, the concessions associate. That was a byproduct of that move, and also an admissions associate as well. So we had to split them up. So the admissions aspect of Freedom Springs will be ran and managed by Freedom Springs staff. The food service part will be managed by the food and beverage coordinator.
Will
Smart
the
move.
people at Freedom Springs have any input?
There will be, we definitely don't want a wall in between the two, right? So if Freedom Springs staff, they need to still help each other out.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
But
absolutely,
it'll be coordinated where.
absolutely, yeah. And then the last the last job description is youth programming and activities associate. This was us being preemptive on the hopes that the school, we would have the opportunity to put in a bid for the Greenwood School Corporation's after-school care. We have yet to receive that bid, but to be prepared, if that does happen at the last minute, we need to have the job description ready to go. That job description and it's in the ordinance as well. It is there. It is not funded. It is something that we'll have to go back for. If and when we are awarded that contract, we'll go back for, I will, myself and Greg, we'll go back to the council and ask for additional appropriation to fund that position.
Are these other 4 funded in next year's budget?
Yes, yeah, well, your missions, concessions, all that
They're
is
seasonal.
heavily funded by SNR. The food and beverage coordinator is fully funded in next year's budget.
Did we ever approve a job description for, I don't even remember the title, manager, for lack of a better term, at the new sports complex? Have we done anything with that?
So, no, you did, you've already done it, we've done it several, we did it probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
You've already done it.
Take your word for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was Troy, David.
Can we approve all these at once?
Yes.
Names off.
No.
Any other discussion, question, comments?
This, how many kids will be overseen if it's this new youth coordinator? How many kids are we talking about moving into a contract situation like that for the after-school program?
It's big.
Hundreds?
Every bit of it, if not, yeah,
Yeah,
several hundreds.
nice.
Hosted at schools, right?
It's hosted off premise. It won't be on, it's always hosted there. So we would need that full-time position, and then within that full-time position, it branches out into your part-time, temporary part-time classifications that we have to hire.
It's a leadership role for that type of.
Yes. Carmel does a very similar thing, their Parks and Rec department. And it's robust. I mean, they obviously have a bigger school system, but it's impactful.
Nice.
Anything else? Okay, I need a motion to approve the 2024 job descriptions for food and beverage coordinator, youth programming and activities associate, and missions associate, missions coordinator, and concessions associate.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Been moved by Mr. Dietrich, second by Mr. Prost. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich,
Aye.
Mr. Burke.
Aye.
Mr. Prost.
Aye.
I am an aye also, motion carries.
Hey, Tim, I wanted
Yes,
to
sir.
clean something up on that for the board as well. You asked if there was an additional position hired for the sports
Yes.
park.
Well, I'd ask if, what I was getting at was I couldn't remember if we'd ever approved a job description, not per se hired.
So not specifically, what we ended up doing, we added another maintenance worker, and we kept that same title, same description, everything, and then we're just we're gonna shift and then hire.
That's kind of rings a bell in my head.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that job description that was already created, we didn't need approval to get it. You already approved it.
2024 user fees.
I believe you guys, I'm not gonna go all through that. It's all been presented to the board for your review from the 2023 user fees, and then the proposed 2024 user fees. What's actually being affected, what we're proposing to be increased. If you have any questions on that, I'd be happy to answer anything. There was a section that was accidentally omitted that I will walk on, and I'll do it over the TVs. Thank you.
Where did you come up with a roughly 20% increase?
So we met with all the division managers, and basically they're tasked with doing their due diligence and other programs and other departments and other facility rental fees and other membership fees and where they're at. And if demographic matches, that's that's about where we're at with that. We are very cognizant of our residents, city of Greenwood residents, and making sure that the burden of the use of our facilities and wear and tear gets placed proportionally of where it needs to be placed. So the item, if you guys have any questions, feel free to jump in at the end on that. The thing that did get omitted from your packets was shelter house. The proposed shelter house fees, you can see it goes everywhere from Oak Creek shelter houses, the Freedom Park, Northeast, Northwest Annex, Old City Park, City Center Park Shelter, Summerfield, University, West Side, and Woodman. You can see the respective 2023 current fees there, and then the proposed 2024 user fees. Well, I will note that the residents for shelter house rentals did not increase at all. We focused in on the non-resident rental fees.
I think that's a good idea.
Oh, actually,
User fees are not an uncommon thing. We do an audit of them every year after Freedom Springs. It's just a really good time after Freedom Springs closes. We sit down and look at all the user fees of all the divisions, from all of our rentals, shelter house room rentals, to all of our programs, to user fees, community center, field house, aquatics. It's just a good kind of review.
Questions, comments, concerns? You need this approved?
I need you to direct me to the draft resolution.
Okay. Need a motion to direct the city attorney's office to draft a resolution for the 2024 Parks Department user fees.
So moved.
second,
Moved by Mr. Burt, second by Mr. Beecher. Calls in favor, Mr. Burt.
Aye.
Mr. Beecher.
aye,
Mr. Probst.
Aye.
I also, motion carries. 2024 partnership guide.
I believe you have been given the partnership guide. In the guide, we've highlighted some changes. Again, like the user fees, we go through this every year. Jen does an absolutely fantastic job of taking ownership of the partnership guide. Some things that have some vacancies for long periods of time we may have priced ourselves out of the market. So we've just highlighted those in the packet about updating the prices on certain items that are throughout that. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer anything you guys specifically see.
Graphics on this packet are awesome.
Yeah, they are. That's for sure.
So it's meant to be fun. Partners like to see that. Private partners do. But the marketing department does a great job. We have added some new, like parade title partner. That's a new partnership with Freedom Fest. Oktoberfest show title partner for the fall concert series. I'm just highlighting some of the new kind of entry level kind of for our events programs. I think the rest of them, the dog station partner is a new partnership. The rest of them are basically price updates, lowering the price.
if you had any interest out of the sports complex,
Yes.
Like the testimonials in the back. Good idea. Very thorough.
Super program.
Mhm.
You guys have a business that you would like to provide money for, we'll be happy with a partnership. Talk to Jim Wingate.
This needs to be approved.
Yes.
Individuals can do this too, though, right? Families, or
I mean,
do you have to have a business?
it is catered and focused in on businesses, unless you want to
But you
banner,
wouldn't turn it down.
unless you want a banner out at Sports Park that says Chris Martin.
I mean,
We can work out-
I want a banner everywhere that says that. No, I'm just talking about like on the Freedom Festival, you know, like the patriotic partnership.
Yeah, it is catered to kind of engage businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
And we do have a Parks Foundation where you can
Saw that,
take personal donations for as well.
pictures for a loved one.
Questions, comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the 2024 Greenwood Parks and Recreation Department partnership fees.
So moved.
Partnership guide, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Been moved by Mr. Dietrich, second by Mr. Prost, all in favor, Mr. Prost.
All right,
Mr. Dietrich.
Aye.
Mr. Burton.
Aye.
I'm an aye also, motion carries.
But in
Parks
all
Foundation.
seriousness, if you guys do, if you are in connection with some business, please feel free to share those.
Parks Foundation report, is there anything on that?
Parks Foundation is, pleased to announce they just had their, fundraiser event, the first bingo on November 1st. It was a big success for the first event for the Parks Foundation. We had a celebrity announcing, the numbers, Mike Schwab. And, we grossed or netted, sorry, over $8,200 for that event. We had a combination of obviously the tickets for the bingo, for seats and tables of that. We had a 50-50 raffle. Heather King is part of the foundation as well. She did an absolutely fantastic job on gathering all the baskets and reaching out to all the private companies. Just absolutely fantastic gift baskets. And then we did, I said the 50-50 raffle, and we did a raffle for the actual baskets as well. So a really good fundraising event. It was good for exposure for the foundation, and we had a good byproduct of netting some money out of that as well. So it'll all go towards good cause.
It looked like a full house.
Yeah, we over 200 people were there. It was good. Good attendance.
Control report. Greg's here with us tonight.
afternoon. I know this went out this morning. First page is the operating fund. We are running ahead of the expenditures by about 300K, just over 300K. There is an encumbrance out there for some of the sports park work that will offset a big chunk of that. But keep in mind, this one also has a property tax draw coming in the second draw will be usually received in early December, so that'll be a big influx of revenue for that one. The next page, food and beverage tax funds. Revenues are also running ahead of expenditures there. That one's almost $4 million in cash right now. The S&R fund on page 3, also revenues running ahead of expenses by about 80K. You can see that from month to month, we're kind of closing that gap between revenues and expenses as some of those programs start happening through the different seasons. Generally, we bring in the revenues on the front end when we register them and then spend them as the programs occur. And then finally, your park impact fees on the last page. That one's up about 114K so far this year. Again, with all the building going on around the city, that should stay healthy for a while.
It's good. Anything, Craig? Thank you, appreciate your time. Parks report.
Good evening, Park Board. I believe you've got my report in front of you. Any questions, we weren't happy to answer them. The Parks Maintenance Department we're a little ahead of schedule right now. We started decorating for the holidays already. We've got quite a bit of it done. Tomorrow, I believe I'm helping put up Christmas wreaths, so we'll get those up since it's nice. Everything should be ready to go for Thanksgiving, the lighting for Thanksgiving. Kids City Christmas, they're gonna be ready down there. We're still mowing.
Still, yeah.
Jumped myself in that report and said, the top we put in the last one, I'm from.
Everybody's still mowing.
Sure. Anybody have anything else for Jim? Okay, thank you, sir. Trails.
We've got all the land acquisition needed for, the AES. We're still waiting on one to confirm signature back on, one of them. Once that happens, I've already reached out to the engineer firm, tell them that we're ready to get a plan going for the next stage, which is gonna be an environmental study. Because we're going through floodplains, floodway. So we'll get that going, but it is progressing slowly. We are getting there.
There are some people that are excited to have that.
I hope so.
I know it's been a task, but there are some people.
14 or 15, yeah.
Anything else in trails?
That's all I got.
Recreation report.
You have a copy of my report. We had 2 successful Halloween events with the Monster Mash and the Halloween Parade in October. And now we're planning for our 2 Christmas events coming up, Kid City Christmas, which I believe there's like maybe 20 tickets out of the 300 left for that. Both sessions of our Breakfast with Santa have sold out.
That was quick, wasn't it?
Monster Mash was big,
It was,
big. The numbers show it.
people everywhere.
Okay, anybody have anything new? Thank you, sir. Field house report.
Hello, you should have a copy of the field house report. Things are going well at the field house. We're taking calls every day about rentals. Programs have also started at the field house for the full swing of things. Tonight we have youth basketball and youth soccer going on. We had Chinese T-ball yesterday, so we're filling the place up almost every night. So
How's the parking situation over there working itself out?
yeah, I mean
Is it just,
it's the same as it's been for the last year and a half. So.
just working itself out?
Yeah, exactly. People learn where to park.
Parking spaces on the street.
I said,
Yes, there
There's
are.
a bunch more of them done.
Anybody have anything for Ricky? I tell you, it is pretty cool to go by there at night and see that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It
is.
really is. So,
Beautiful
it
facility.
sure is. Thanks, sir. Community center report. Sharon is here. Yeah.
Guys have my report, if you have any questions, let me know. We are starting to get a little busier now that it's supposed to be getting colder out. The room rentals were really packed on the last couple weekends and all the way through the end of the year, we're pretty busy on rentals.
Anybody have anything for Sharon? Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Other business from the public? Business from the park. I don't believe I'll be for next meeting. So try to get over it. Anybody have anything else for the next one for the public? Sign the claim, membership receive copy of the claim, in the packets, email packets, they might have any additions or corrections. If none, it'll stand as presented. If there's no other business coming before this board, this meeting is adjourned.